guy. You cannot beat this guy. He's insane. But that last fight, something about that last fight, I was just so pissed off that I had thrown down the money to order that fight.
I know.
And then that was the main event. And then it was like, dude, what are you doing? And he just kept doing it over and over and over. And you're like, wow, man. So that's all I remember about him. So I want to see Forrest come in and just do him. You know what I mean? But I can't. I mean, that Anderson Silva, I mean, before the last fight, I mean, you couldn't stop the guy, you know what I mean? So, who do you got?
This is one I keep changing my mind on. So, I mean, all likeliness, Anderson Silva should not only beat him, but he should knock him out because he's a way better striker and he's got the power to knock him out. And Forrest Griffin's been knocked out many times before. You know, I don't want to say he's got a weak chin, but he can be knocked out. He's been knocked out plenty of times. Jeremy Horn with a high kick, Keith Jardine, Rashad Evans, all these guys have knocked him out. He's been knocked out, and Jeremy Horn's a 185 guy too, and he kicked him in the head and knocked him out. But that was a long time ago. Anderson Silva is a big-ass middleweight, but Forrest Griffin's a big-ass light heavyweight, so the size difference is still pretty damn important. Forrest is going to be a lot bigger than Anderson the night of the fight when they're in the cage. He's got good footwork, so he can dance around and jab, hopefully get him down on the ground. If he gets him on the ground, that's his best chance to win.
Yeah, and I've always said that Griffin is sloppy. I just think he's a I know he's got a
he
chance
is.
to some more, but he looks so sloppy, you know, with his hands, and it just looks like, man, you're gonna get caught. You're just gonna maybe a kick, you know what I mean? Maybe like an Anderson Silva kick to the head.
He gets like too relaxed. Yeah, he gets too comfortable in there sometimes. Yeah. But he's got the footwork. He's got the size. What else was I gonna say? You got to remember one important factor. It's a 3-round fight, not a 5-round fight. So it's not a title fight. It's only 3 rounds. And the other important thing is a lot of people say this ain't going to be a boring fight like last time because this is Forrest Griffin. You know, this ain't Anderson Silva fighting somebody who's scared of him, Forrest Griffin. Forrest Griffin, when he's against somebody like this, usually comes in and does not fight like himself at all. He's usually very careful and very cautious, and he's got a very tight game plan. So don't expect him to come in and just fight like a retard just because that's what he's known for. He's a smart guy, and he wants to win the fight. He's not just the guy that they're giving, you know, he's the guy that wants to beat Anderson Silva, and he could do it.
That could cause a problem because in Anderson's last fight, I mean, we found out that Anderson was kind of the same way. You know what I mean?
No, that's my point. That's my point. If it's a slow tactical battle like that, it's anybody's guess who wins. Although,
and it could be a boring fight, is what you're saying.
Could be exactly what I'm saying. People are expecting this barn burner fight because it's Forrest now, and not somebody that's going to be afraid of Anderson. Being afraid and being smart are two different things. Forrest is a smart guy, and he wants to win the fight. And you don't just go in and be berserker with Anderson because a good Muay Thai striker like that, that's what they like. I mean, that's the bread and butter. Come at me.
We know that Anderson's not going to go in there and just go crazy. You know, I mean, we found that out that he won't do that in the last fight.
No. That we don't know. That we don't know. The last fight that happened because he did not want to be on the ground with Leitis because Leitis is a badass submission guy. Forrest is not a badass submission guy. So Anderson, what happens is if you're scared to be on the ground because you're not as good as the guy at submissions, you don't open up with your striking as much because it opens you up for takedowns. You know what I'm saying? So you're more cautious to throw your kicks because somebody will grab a kick, take you down. You're more cautious to be wild with punches because they'll duck under it, take you down. Against Forrest, I don't think he's going to be worried about going to the ground. So he might come in and try and just murder him, and he could do that. But if I'm forced to pick, I got to be safe and just say Anderson Silva. But don't be surprised if Forrest can pull off another. I mean, he did it to Shogun, he did it to Rampage, and those are, come on, those aren't just two little easy, those are big-ass wins, and Forrest shocked everybody doing. But I was there when he beat Tito Ortiz, even though they gave the fight to Tito. He beat Tito Ortiz, too. So, I mean, the guy's the real deal, I got to go Anderson, though. Decision, I'll say.
I got to go Anderson. I just think Forrest is, I love him to death. He's an awesome fighter, but he's just, I think Anderson's a step above. I mean, I hated Anderson's last fight, don't get me wrong. But hopefully he comes back this time, and he's undefeated still, you know what I mean? So
in the UFC, he's not undefeated. Yeah, that guy, everybody says he's the best pound-for-pound fighter. No, he's not. George St. Pierre is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Then Fedor, then Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva is the third best pound-for-pound fighter in the world at best. If you saw this guy in Pride like I did, he's a lot better than that, sure, but that's still the same guy. He can be beat very easily if you figure out the right way to avoid his dangerous weapons, which is hard to do.
Right. So what else?
This Saturday, UFC 101. I don't need to talk about the rest of the fights. There's nothing really big to talk about. Kendall Grove, Ricardo Almeida, that should be good. Josh Neer, Kurt Pellegrino, Amir Sadallah, the latest Ultimate Fighter winner. against Johnny Hendricks. So that's your card. UFC 101 declaration. He does all the commercials.
The commercial, or he does the news break-ins or something during the reality show, right?
Yep, that's him, yeah. He's a lot like Forrest Griffin with his personality. He's like a smug, funny,
like a real smug guy. Yeah, with that cocky grin. He's always got that cocky. Same thing that Forrest does, no doubt.
Yep. No doubt. Forrest was his coach too, I think, on the show. But that's the pay-per-view this weekend. Definitely worth ordering. There's guaranteed to be a bunch of good fights, and there's 2 big star power fights going on. So one title up for grabs, another guy going up in weight with a title. So it's a big show. UFC 101 this Saturday. Order it if you can't. www.mmanews.com for play-by-play. We always got you covered. So
no doubt. UFC 101. That's what we're doing on Saturday night. Probably have a bunch of people over at the house, and then not this weekend because UFC's on, but the following weekend we have that Strikeforce show with Gina Carano, and Cyborg, which
that's the biggest women's fight in the history of MMA. So that's a big one.
For a title too, man. They're going to introduce the title at that show, so no doubt.
I'm so scared for Gina too, man. I'm so scared. Don't do it. Don't do it, Gina.
She's so hot, man. She's so
Gina,
hot.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's like watching your sister get in a street fight in school or something. You just, oh God, I don't want to see it. Hurry up and be able to beat her up and get it over.
It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. She's so hot, man. You know what I mean?
She is. I don't want to see her get hit in the face.
Yeah, a crooked nose or something like that.
Imagine if Cyborg, who is a Thai striker and that has trained with Anderson Silva, imagine if she throws one of them knees like Rich Franklin. Like, remember when Rich Franklin's nose was split in half, broken because of Anderson?
Oh my God!
What if they did that to poor Gina, man?
Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen.
Looking like Gonzo and shit. Oh no.
Oh no, Gonzo.
That's Muppet Babies, right?
No, that's from like Sesame Street or something, man.
Yeah.
I remember Gonzo from somewhere, but
crooked
nose, big old crooked nose. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. We're gonna wrap this thing up. As far as
how we got a show on the air, you're good, man. You guys have no idea what he had to do to get a show on the air tonight. It's not easy. Not with what's going on.
It has not been easy at all. It's been a rough few days. We're gonna go check to see if they've responded to our support ticket, and hopefully we can get this site back up here in the next day or so. It's not going anywhere, guys. WZROnline.com should be back here within the next day. Hopefully by tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening at some point, we'll have that back online, get all the news updated for you, and all that other good stuff. I apologize for it being down. Huge show tonight, Matt Boone. It's always good to have you back, my man. Tear it down every Tuesday night. For everybody that was a new visitor tonight, if you like what you heard, come back every Tuesday night. A lot of people in the chat room asking, are we live every week?
Yeah.
Every Tuesday night from 7 to 9 Eastern Time. You can get to us by WZROnline.com. Like I said, that should be up here in the next day or two. So, until next Tuesday night from 7 to 9 Eastern Time, this is Ryan Clark. This is Ryan Clark for Matt Boone. This is Ryan Clark.
That's him.
That's me saying see you next Tuesday night, 7 to 9 Eastern Time. Same place, same time, WZROnline.com.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.